Hello and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. I'm Rayleen Kable and welcome to Moonstalk. I've had a little break, can you tell? Soul Talk, everybody. Hello, everyone. And it's been such a while since I've seen you live and up and personal. So I hope you've had the most divine week and weekend. I'm here in Australia, Central Coast here. It's like a cloudy, sunny, kind of like one of those days. It's beautiful either way. And guess what? I have been the gardener of the year. I've been out there planting my little garden, vegetables and fruit, and planting things from seed, and magic's been happening. So I hope, like I say, this week's been a beautiful week for you. And if it hasn't been, please kind of like create that energy so everything can be wonderful for you. I'm looking forward to taking some calls today. For those of you who are listening or tuning in for the first time, my name's Rayleen Kable. I am a professional medium, clairvoyant, and paranormal investigator. Some of you may have seen me on Haunting Australia. That has been one of those amazing shows working with paranormal, and it traveled around the world. I actually didn't even actually have to leave Australia to be presented to the world. So, and here in Australia, I've done a few little shows called The One and Something Murder I was involved with, and also Psychic TV International. So I'm very blessed to have such a beautiful opportunity in all those years working to work with you all and to connect with you. So today I'm hoping to bring some beautiful messages through, or any predictions that are coming up for you. And I thank you, my wonderful producer Dave in the background there. Thank you, Dave. You like to keep me on my toes, and I love it. So yeah, so this week I think we've had, in the time since I spoke to you last, I think we've also had, not that I'm an astrologer, but I keep up with it all, but we have had the lunar eclipse, and I think we've had the new moon on the 23rd of September coming for Sagittarius, new moon in Sagittarius. So we've got lots going on. Life is wonderful, and if it's not wonderful, you're doing something wrong, so let's make it wonderful for you. I always love having this little time slot with you, and I'm just excited about what's coming up for people. We're coming into a new year very shortly, obviously, but 2023 I think will be a year where we can really, it comes down to individual choice, but I believe that we can create and be and have what we want in 2023. But it's all about focus and what we call in the spiritual sense, spiritual discipline. So so I hope whatever you're doing in your world is supporting your soul. I hope that you are connecting with your soul, and I hope that you are nurturing above all your soul. And oh, okay, sorry, I've just got to fix my microphone up, I think. Hello, testing. This is a new microphone. is that better, my wonderful producer, Dave? I hope so. So I do hope that, you are nurturing your soul. And, for some of you might go, well, how do I nurture my soul? I don't even know my soul. Well, maybe on some level it's time to get to know what works from the inside out. And I have a caller from South Australia, in Adelaide, South Australia. Hi, Tanya. How are you today, my darling?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I am wonderful, darling. It's a beautiful day. It's not raining here, so we've got to be happy about that. How can I help you?
Likewise.
How can I help you today, sweetheart?
Hello?
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 Hello? I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah,
hello?
Absolutely, fine.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So how can I help you today, Tanya? Sorry, darling.
So I'm just wondering if I could ask a question for a friend, or is it only for me?
Well, I can only answer you honestly and say, yes, you can ask, but if I'm not given information, there'll be a reason for that, because it's a respect thing. If it is important for that person to know, or if I have access, that's the better way of putting it to you, they'll give it to me. So we can try. Let's put it that way. I won't promise, but we can try. What would you like to ask me?
So the question is, will she end up leaving her husband?
Okay. All right. So how I can word that in a different way when I'm asking specifically for your friend Tanya, I wouldn't word it exactly that way. I will. One of the ways I'll word it, which might be easier, and I may be able to get access, is will she make the right choice for herself moving forward? Because that is the better way to look at it on another level. So, and I am getting yes, she will. So I do feel that she'll make the right choice, but it will also be about timing. So she'll make the right choice, but it will be at the right time. Do you know what I mean? So although, and I'll give you an example.
I do that.
Yeah, because, sometimes we think it should be happening now as friends or the onlookers, or we think it should work a certain way, but sometimes as we all have, we can have lessons that we have to learn before we move forward, or, you know what I mean, or before we go down another path. So, yeah, yes, I do believe that she'll make the right choice at the right time, darling. Is there anything else you'd like to, and that's very kind of you to ask for your friend, because sometimes,
I love her.
yeah,
I love her.
and
Beautiful soul. And I guess if there's anything for me, if I've made the right career choice, walking away from corporate and leadership.
Yeah, okay. Have you made the right choice? And again, I am getting a very clear yes. And I believe, you personally, Tanya, are going through lots of shifts at the moment. So you're starting to see what's good and what's not good for your life. And that's coming from your soul, actually. Your soul is that you're very connected to your soul. And what I mean by that is that you are putting the time and energy to know who you are and what's important for you and your needs. And so, yes, I believe you have. And I do believe that I love the fact that you're a very good friend to your friend that you asked about earlier, because what that's done is, you're giving her strength in ways that you don't realise. And what I want to say to you is that although you may see things a little bit more clearer because you're not in the middle of it, just give her the love and respect that you've given her thus far, and that will help her to make the decision that's right for her soul. So I hope that's helpful.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
that's okay,
Thank you there. Okay.
And thank you for tuning in today too, darling. Do you tune in all the time, or is this the first time you've tuned into my show?
It's actually the first time. I just saw it, and I was on a coffee break, and I thought, oh, this is awesome. Let me see if I can tap in and, help Robin out here. But I thought, if I got time to sneak my own question about me, then I'll sneak that in as well.
Good on you, darling. And well, I hope you have a lovely weekend, because I know here in Australia it's the weekend, so coming up, and I hope the rest of your day isn't too busy, work-wise. But darling, you're heading in all the right directions. Just like I say, just be that beautiful, loving soul that you've always been for your friend, because that in itself has been enough. Blessings, sweetheart, and thank you for calling in.
So much.
Wow.
Okay.
I am so blessed.
Thank you very much.
I'm so thank you, darling. Bye. So, that was lovely. What a lovely caller. Thank you, Tanya. And Tanya's, for those of you listening or watching, Tanya's here in Australia, but in a different state. And I've been to Adelaide. It's a beautiful little suburb. And I love it because it's got this beautiful old feeling to it. And we have now got another caller. Sorry, I think it's Darcy. And sorry, David was too quick for me. Where's Darcy from again? Can we have a look? Oh, maybe not.
Hello.
Okay. Idaho. Hi, Darcy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic, my dear. And how can I help you today? What would you like to have a look at, or what are we looking at today?
I'd like to look at my relationship.
Okay, your relationship. That's a really interesting question, sorry. Because what I'm getting very strongly, it's almost like, and to let you know, before I come on air, I actually laid a few cards out with my two callers in advance, and I can do that, Spirit lets me. And one of the things I want to say to you is that one of the card that you got, being the second caller, was the Temperance card, which is also a symbolism of balance. So when we talk about your relationship, I feel like at some point here, and I'm talking maybe in the recent past, that it has been a bit out of balance. But what I'm being shown, I'm hearing the words resolution. I'm hearing the words resolution. Can you understand why I'm hearing those words, Darcy?
If I understand the revolution card.
Yeah, no, do you understand why I'm resolution, why I'm hearing the word resolution? Are you at the moment trying to resolve something in the relationship? Are you trying to get something sorted out and healed?
I'm just trying. I guess we're just trying to see if we can spend more time together.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's like a resolution, finding ways to bring things back into harmony or bring things back into balance. I'm getting a very strong yes. You know, I have to say the relationship itself is beautiful, but 100% I would say to you that we definitely need to spend more time together. I almost feel like, and there seems to be a bit of a distance. So whether or not you're not living in the same state, do you live in the same state? Do you live close? Because I feel like there's a distance.
Yeah, yeah, we live in the same state, but we don't. Yeah, we live about maybe 50 miles apart, maybe.
That's a lot of miles, isn't it? Yeah. So maybe that. So you know, when I look at now, and I love the fact that you're both trying to work it in, that you spend more time together. Can I say to you, although this year feels like you're both so busy, I want to say maybe looking ahead into 2023, you may find that there's a beautiful let's just do this and be together. So I feel like you will be able to, or whatever you do between now and the end of the year will allow your relationship to be able to grow and blossom in the way that you both want it. So I love the relationship. I think it's a great relationship. I just think more time is needed with each other to let it grow more. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. So you got the right partner and he's got the right you. So it's just a matter of, but maybe we do need to, sit down and go, okay, how's this best going to work so we do get quality time together and can do the things that we want to do. So I think 2023 will be the year where you actually really do something about it. You may have talked about it already, but I think the action year will be 2023 for you. And I think that's fantastic because, like I say, you're great together. And when you're together, it's perfect. But it's just getting you guys together and being able to have that quality time. So, yeah, does that help you a little bit, sweetie?
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah, but you're heading in the right direction, if that helps as well. And I think you'll have a lovely Christmas happy Thanksgiving, by the way. I keep forgetting that because we don't have that in Australia. But it's nice to see that you're having it in the US. So, yeah, I hope it's a beautiful one for you. And I hope I've helped today, sweetie.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you for watching. Have you watched the show before, or is this your first time tuning in?
I think I might have watched you once before, a while ago.
Yeah, I get a little bit like that. I'm on and I'm off, and then I have visitors and I have guests on, and it's lovely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you tuning in and being here and asking the question. But enjoy the relationship, sweetheart. I feel that there's a lot more to come from it, and I think there's a lot of happiness to come. 2023 is going to be a beautiful year for you both. So enjoy it, darling.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
That's my
really
pleasure.
And
I'm looking forward to coming over your way one day, maybe possibly in the new year. So, yeah. And keep tuning in. All right, everyone. That is my 2 calls today. Wow. I really do feel very blessed. So thank you to each and every one of you for, calling in and tuning in today, because I think, a show is not a show without an amazing audience. So I want to thank you all from my heart and soul for, just tuning in and being here with me. And, I always hope, I never have anything scripted, I must be honest, and I'm always like that even on TV. When I go on TV, I'm just who I am. And, I hope that, we're coming to the close of 2022, and I think for a lot of people it will be like a sigh of relief. But I want to say, no matter where you've come from or what you're going through or where you're going to go with things, just never ever lose hope. Never lose hope in your heart. Never lose sight of who you are. Because if you lose sight of who you are, then it's really hard to navigate through. So, trust that inner voice, trust that beautiful inner balance that you have and can have at any moment, and know that the universe does support you. Now, one thing I recently have talked about with clients is how it's important to remember that we have a choice and free will, because we often say, oh, I need help with something, and how am I going to get that help? Well, sometimes it's not physical things or physical people that can bring that help. Sometimes the universe, the angels, God, whoever your belief is, when we call upon, we receive. So for those of you who may be, struggling with any situation, or you may know of someone who's struggling, please remember that, you only have to sometimes, you can call, obviously, counseling lines, or you can always call, calling the angels, I call in God. Those of you who know me, that's my faith, and that's who I am. That's where He comes for me. But you all have your own calling. And so what I'm saying, in other words, without in the roundabout way, but it seems like the roundabout way, is, you're never alone. And whenever you need assistance, even though you may not have the answers, always know that if you ask Spirit, if you ask God, if you ask the angels, if you ask your guides, if you ask your loved ones in Spirit to assist you, they will. And the reason I say it like that is because they don't just come in and do it. We have to give them permission. As I was saying in my first caller with the reading, is when she asked that thing, I can't just go in there, but if I'm given that the permission, and to explain that to you in a simple way, I don't know if there's a simple way to explain it, but to explain it in the most simple way that I know possible is, I can access anything if it's given permission. So, for instance, if I, with Tanya, the first caller, she was asking about her friend, I had to change the way that I was asking out of respect for Tanya's friend and the circumstances. And then basically, if it was for me to receive the message and to answer for her, it would happen as it did. So when we ask, we do receive. So we have to be sometimes specific, and we have to remember that we are the ones that have choice and free will. And it's the same as if we're asking somebody in our life for help. In the end, it's up to you to invite that in, or to invite that person in to help or assist. So yeah, the soul's always working its magic. Sometimes we just forget how to to weave that magic that we have within our soul. We sometimes just find it, it's a little bit hard at times. So come back to your center, ground, and be connected, do a little bit of walking, breathing, deep breathing, and connecting with people that are going to love and appreciate and nurture you. When we're having tough times, sometimes we need to step back a little bit and just step back within so we can nurture that difficult feeling time. But life is wonderful when we embrace it, and when we embrace it with both hands. So, and I know in America you're having Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And I do forget that sometimes, so forgive me. Because I'm an Australian, we don't do that. I don't think we have anything like that here in Australia. But I must be honest, every day of my life I'm forever saying I'm grateful for. But it is nice to take that moment with family, friends, peers, and just the community at large, be kind to one another. I do believe that the more kindness and love and support and energy that we put out there in the most positive way, we can have the most significant impact. So it's really important to stay in that space, because, moving forward, we all want a better world, and we want one that we can live comfortably and feel safe and feel secure and feel loved in. So if you create that in your own world, you also create that you put that energy out into consciousness. So we have a lot to do, and we have a lot of responsibility. And as I say to people, be responsible for you. When you're responsible for your own soul, you are then playing your part in the bigger picture. because the more that you can, pull yourself up when you're being a bit negative, or pull yourself up when you're kind of like doing something that maybe isn't the best thing for you or another, you take responsibility, you own it, you feel it, you sense it, you go, see, thank you, and then move forward. You know what I mean? And therefore you help others around you to be that same way. I know I talk a lot, but I do love chatting. I'm just looking out the window. My beautiful dog, she's a bull Arab, her name's Lucy, and she's just doing a wander. I don't know why, but she's just looking for cicadas, I'm sure. So whatever you're doing this week, what I'm going to suggest is, just take a moment. You might be at your desk working, you might be, sitting out the backyard reading a book. Take a moment just to take a deep breath and release any tension and stress. And just remember that you are unique, you are amazing, and that you have all the abilities and all the talent within you to strive and achieve everything that you wish to. Yes, I know I love to chat about being positive, but you know what? We have a choice. We can be either optimistic or pessimistic. We can be positive or negative. And I am positive Sally. No, I'm positive Rayleen. So, but yeah. So don't forget, you can find me, everybody, on Facebook or social media, Instagram. I am on TikTok. Don't ask me what I'm doing on TikTok because I have no idea. It's a new platform for me, mind you. It's not new to anybody else. I'm still navigating through it. And I am available for readings, private sessions, just a matter of emailing me. So remember to, give me a tingle or go to my website, www.raylenkable.com.au. I do this segment every Friday, same time, same place. And often I will have some lovely people come in and share some of their wonderful knowledge. So some days I'm just doing reading. Some days we're just talking to other readers and other healers. And, I think we've got an amazing world of extremely talented people on so many different levels. And I must say, I've been a medium, practicing medium for a long, long time, over 30 odd years. And, a medium, for those of you listening for the first time, is a psychic that can access beyond this realm, which is talk to the other side, bring messages through from loved ones. That's the role. That is my specialized area. I have a lot of different things up my sleeve, to be honest. I'm a healer as well as a hypnotherapist. So I have a lot of different things. So if you want to know more, go to my website, check that out. And I am in 2023. My God, watch out! Here we go. I'm heading out and about. I've been in my own personal lockdown for about two years. But that's what Spirit wanted me to do, is to sit and be in my space and to get to discover myself more and understand more and open up to more. So 2023, I will be definitely, you'll see me on here, you'll see me on TV, places. So I'm so looking forward to connecting in person with people. I just love you all. I really do love you all. And I thank you so much for the time that you put in with me to be part of this show. And I hope to bring some new exciting things. I've got everything planned, so it's all a matter of just executing it in the coming weeks and months. And I just want to know that everybody out there is doing their best to be true to their own soul. And that's what it comes down to. As I've always said, your own soul will never lie to you. And that's the important thing to remember. If you trust that in a sanctum and in a voice and in a guidance, you generally will not go in the wrong direction. But it is a matter of tuning in and listening and trusting that your soul has your best interest at heart. Because in truth, no one can walk your path better than you, and no one can botch it up better than you. So if you truly listen to your soul and take the time to sometimes go, is this what I truly desire? Is this my soul purpose? Now you can ask about, is my soul purpose or is it not? These are ways that you can find the answer very quickly by just tuning in and going within My God, I talk a lot, and I so love it. But I've had a lovely time today, and it's gone very quickly. I know that I'm on the downslope. I've got maybe about 4 minutes and I'd say 15 seconds. So I hope that you've enjoyed today. I think that's 60 seconds for you, so I was less. I was. Sorry, I'm just having a chuckle with my wonderful producer today because I'm sure he's just going, what is she talking about today? So, my darling friends, may you have the most beautiful week and weekend wherever you are in the world. I thank you once again for all your love, time, and energy, as it is important. But most of all, please be loving and kind to your own soul and to the souls that come in and around you. I know that we will see each other again very soon. I've got two Christmas in my mind today. But I would always, as always, I love to finish my show on the note and in the prayer position to say to you, have a beautiful week. Be loving, kind, and gentle to thyself and those around you. Thank you, everybody, once again. And I'm going to